on me. Shine the lights on me. Shine the lights on me. Shine the lights on me, bitch. Shine the lights on me. Shine the lights on me. Shine the lights on me. Shine the lights on me, bitch.
What's up, everybody? We in the shop today, man. Main topic of the day is how to elevate, man. Myron, you personally, man, how do you feel like you should, the first steps to elevate yourself as a man?
As a man, I mean, I think time, everybody has personal experiences that they go through and what they learn from. So, I think for me, we've had conversations about knowing versus what we feel and feeling versus what we know,
For sure.
And we go against those, sayings a lot. And, sometimes we know something is good for us and then we feel like it's bad for us. And we make those decisions and sometimes shit just don't pan out the way we feel.
Right.
And sometimes that shit be damaged or it can be good, but we learn from it. Then we know how to come back and we know how to try it again, and now we know what we need to do. So, a lot of trial and error, just to make it short. A lot of trial and error because you gotta be a risk taker.
Most definitely.
And you gotta learn how to take risks and not be afraid. Scared money don't make money. That's another thing that I learned. So, what about yourself?
Shit, the bodybuilder in me tells you to pick up some fucking weight, but really, man, it's just conquering your fears. I feel like is the first step to elevating yourself, like regardless, man. Like whenever you're able to really just make yourself push past that fear, that's whenever you really start seeing yourself elevate in all kinds of areas. You'll find yourself in circumstances where you are afraid, and then you'll look back on those same situations and be like, damn, that shit really wasn't that bad. That just makes the next step easier and easier to conquer any goal that you really do have. For sure. What about you, Nappy?
Can you ask that question again?
So how do you feel like is the best way to elevate yourself?
Trial and error. For one, trial and error going forward. Risk taking many risks, planning, basically like putting a plan together and having a goal, you know what I'm saying? Like having a goal that it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's what I'm looking for as far as that goal. Okay, I don't got a brain freeze. It's a word I'm looking for when it comes to that goal. It's it gotta have a regard. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's gonna happen regardless.
Not even gonna happen regardless, but it's like damn, what the fuck? My brain just went free. I'm sorry, bro. My brain is free.
Oh, you straight?
Man.
You straight?
But it gotta happen. It basically gotta happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? But it's a word. You just set a goal and you just go for it. You just trial and error, man. And nothing can stop that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that you go for, it's not gonna work out the first time, the very first time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep going after it. And some people try something and it don't work, and then they'll stop.
Right.
And then they'll try something else. You know what I'm saying? And they continue to try something. I feel like if you got something, you just go after that until that shit happens. And it's gonna happen when you stay consistent. And no matter what obstacles or fear come in your way, you just gotta go for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Most definitely.
that was my definition of that.
I'm about to say, and I feel like a lot of people are afraid to fail. Is a big downfall to a lot of people, honestly.
Right.
And you hear a lot of other people talk as far as some of these billionaires, millionaires that have had a lot of success. They'll talk about their failures, and a lot of them had quite a bit of failure. But it's the effort to push past that failure, keep going, is really the things that help them elevate. At least that's what it seems like from my end, for sure.
As far as the failures, you gotta fail your way to success.
Most definitely.
You gotta fail many times. That's how you learn. When people say they're scared of failure, like a girl told me the other day, she was like, I'm so scared. She said, I'm so afraid of failing that I'm already failing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way you're gonna learn is to do that shit and just keep doing it until you get that shit right and not giving up on it.
They stay comfortable where they at.
Right.
They're scared to do the things that they need to do. And they know what they need to do.
Right.
And, like, I just try to, when it comes to like having conversations like that with people, like now I try to suggest or I just try to just listen now because they already have their mind made up on what they want to do.
Right.
And they're going to do what's best for them. And that's the easy way out. A lot of people don't want to work hard.
Some people don't even know what's best for them.
Right.
Real shit.
Right. I mean, have you come across that with a lot of people you work with? Have you come across a lot of people that's just, like you try to install value, a good, strong work ethic, but they just don't see it in themselves?
90% of people that I come across.
Honestly.
90%. Like, if it's not 90%, it's definitely a high percentage of people that I run across is like that. Like most of the world, I got a quote when I grab my phone, I got a quote that I want to say to y'all, but most of the world just go and just follow the flow of the world. They follow the trends. They follow what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to stand out. And that's why a lot of people don't succeed in life. You know what I'm saying? They go as far as everybody else goes. If this is what everybody else is doing, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
So I don't, because when you go against the norm and you go against what everybody else is going against, you're going to go into a lot of resistance. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go into a lot of heartache, a lot of lonely nights. Everything that you don't want to feel when you try to go against the grain, you're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? So a regular average person rather not go against it and just go with whatever the norm is. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to go with the norm of anything in life. And that's why my life is a lot harder than a lot of people. That's why I failed more than a lot of people and lost more than a lot of people. But I also accomplished things and won things and experienced things that the average person haven't experienced. But I also hurt and been through a lot more pain than the average person. But not just me, most entrepreneurs.
For sure.
For sure.
Do you feel like it's dangerous to go with the trend, you would say?
Yeah. I feel like shit. Remember that saying when we was kids, I want to say, if they gonna jump off the bridge, you gonna jump off the bridge?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit, a lot of things that our moms and parents said to us when we was younger seemed like a cliche saying, but when you see it as you get older, that shit is true. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's painful as an entrepreneur.
It's lonely.
It's lonely.
Most definitely.
Mentally, it's lonely. Like a lot of people don't understand that. When you try to explain that to people, they be like, they think it's easy.
Right.
And it really is lonely at the top.
And you know what? You know why they think it's easy? They think it's easy because of people like us. And when we do it, like when a motherfucker see the finished result of something,
Right.
they look at the finished result. And they what they do is they try to critique what you did. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
critique what you did, but they're not understanding the nights that you cried, the nights that you went broke, the night that you lost, you know what I'm saying, your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your family, or the time that you miss with your kids, the time that you miss with your family. They don't see none of that shit. They just see the finished result and the resilience that you did as the entrepreneur.
Most
They don't
definitely.
have a passion for it. I'm pretty sure you cook some chicken wings or something, somebody tried to copy and stuff, but you know what I'm saying, they fell short because of this.
All the time, they'll copy your moves.
And
If you're not passionate about it, you're going to give up on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like everything that we're doing, in order for you to be a great barber that you are, bro, it's been time that you suck. You know what I'm saying? It's been time that you suck as a personal trainer. It's been time that I sucked as a goddamn chef.
Right.
And we could have stopped then, and somebody might have met you at that point in your life where you suck, and they judge you off of that, and not gave you enough time to be able to grow into the person, into the master that you are. You know what I'm saying? And some people go through that, and they might have an idea, and they might do that idea, and it sucked in the beginning. And everybody's opinion of that made them stop and doubt themselves. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure all of us had those feelings before that another motherfucker made you doubt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to admit it or not. Because I'm very, very confident. But it's been times that I have doubted myself because of an opinion of somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I mean, I feel like that's definitely a challenge of most entrepreneurs, honestly, especially like stepping into the game. If you don't have like any kind of like mentorship, any kind of guidance, that kind of thing, it's the whole world's open. You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking, study guide really. It's just like, go fucking do it.
Kind of like the world is open, but are you willing to be open to the world?
Exactly. Real shit though.
I don't give a how many books you read. Reading books is give you the knowledge and give you insight on things, but as being an entrepreneur, it's no really blueprint or path to do this.
Hell no.
Because as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, and as an originator and original, you're going where the path is unpaved. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
how can you possibly learn from somebody to do that? Because you never know what's going to happen. Like when I asked Marvin earlier today, I was like, "You ready for the next level?" He's like, "What is the next level?" what you want the next level to be. I don't know. I never been to the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been to those levels, you know what I'm saying? But the next level that I'm trying to go, I've never been there, so it's scary. You know?
Right. Most definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, but shit, man, like, I love it.
Most definitely.
I love the pressure.
Right.
You know, sometimes for me, when I'm doing something new, I get a little anxiety from it because it's the
If you don't get anxiety, then your dream's not big enough.
Yeah, you know? So it's just like I just try to like, let me just jump into it and try it, and if it fails, then I know I can come back harder to fix that. I know what to do. So, man, shit.
I wrote this copy this quote last night.
I was just like, I wonder what he was doing. Like, hey,
So where the fuck he go?
you know? But
Nah, he about to drop a gem though. He about to drop a gem.
Okay, so this is one of them. This is not the one I wanted to say, but this is something that it resonates with me very, very well. Because me coming to Florida and just coming to the unknown, I feel these feelings, but it's like tactical stress is a strategy to throw yourself into the unknown and see what you are capable of. It forces education, skill acquisition, and the expansion of perspective. Do y'all get that mean?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
And do y'all understand what tactical stress is? It's basically what it's saying.
Right.
It's just throwing yourself into the unknown. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Me moving to Florida, not knowing what the fuck, not knowing nobody, not knowing what's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? That's tactical stress that you put yourself up under.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Going into something that you never know what's gonna happen with it. And that's one of the biggest stresses that we put on ourselves as an entrepreneur. Because like you said, we can stay in the norm, we can stay in the regular, we can do what we know, we can be comfortable what we have, a car, a crib, a family, or a job or whatever, and just stay in that and just know what every day we wake up, we know what our routine is. Or we can go the hard route and not know what it is and create something different, and that's gonna take everything that's gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what tactical stress is.
Right.
I'm gonna find this quote.
Wolf, young wolf running amongst a bunch of, other wolves and coming out the leader in the pack.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I get it. I mean, crown is heavy though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that either.
Crown is heavy. So I say the ability to focus your attention on a meaningful goal, holding that in the back of your mind as a distracted repellent, knowing exactly how to achieve it through prior experience, and refocusing on the choice in front of you is a superpower. So that's really going through something that you already been through, you already accomplished, you already did it before, and maybe failing at that time or not going as high as you could at that time, and going through that shit again and knowing what to expect and do that shit a lot better and a lot faster and a lot more precise this time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's good as being an entrepreneur. Like the entrepreneurs that win and continue to grow in life are the ones that learn from their mistakes along the way, and they leave trails behind, like going through a forest and dropping Skittles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then going back that way. And that's what we do. And we go back and look like, damn, I went this path, now I know which way to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I created that. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta leave little shit behind little trail along your way as an entrepreneur. Because you're gonna have to go back to the drawing board a few times with it. You're not always being innovative in everything you do. We're gonna innovate, but some things we know that work. Like Marvin do a fade, he did a fade 1,000,000 times. You're gonna know how to do that motherfucking fade 1,000,000 times. You know what I'm saying? When I cook a recipe, I'm gonna know how to do that recipe over and over without even thinking about it. It's like a second nature. When you're a personal trainer, you done did it so many times, now you can create for a person to be able to follow your training because you did it 1,000,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Most definitely. I think that's the beauty behind being an entrepreneur though. It's like it's constant growth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really think your growth really ever ends. You know what I'm saying? You just go through phases. I mean, really life period, that's really what it's about. In my personal opinion, is growth. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment you stop trying to elevate and trying to grow in any kind of aspect, really, whether it's financially, spiritually, emotionally, like I feel like at that moment you're dead.
Right. It's all called, it's growing pains. You know what I'm saying? That everything we're doing, whether it's financially, spiritually, mentally, anything, is growing pains when you're going to that next level because you're leaving the comfort behind and you're going to something else. And it's gonna always be like that in life. Every level we go through in life is gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? But it becomes, life don't get easy, you just get better.
Right.
You gotta prepare for the non-supporters.
Right.
You know, the ones you care about, the ones you love, the ones that think that's going to be there for you in on your way to entrepreneurship. You know, because you know we've had conversations, we had people talk and stuff. I'm trying out something new, but they don't believe in what I'm doing. They don't believe in, and it's just like
it ain't even that they don't believe in what you're doing. They don't believe they can do it.
Right.
So people put their fears on you.
Right.
For sure.
That's what he took away that track.
And that hurts, man.
Yeah,
it hurts.
does.
It hurts
really
when you're proud of yourself, when you're doing something out of the ordinary, bro, and you want the support from your family. You know what I'm saying, or your girlfriend.
And they think you're bragging.
Yeah, they think you're bragging, but
That's
somebody
for
that's
sure.
close, and all you want to do is want them to be happy. I'm proud of myself, and I want to show you, and I want to inspire you to do it.
Right.
But we don't get that support from those folks. And
Yeah.
y'all know why we don't get it from them? Because we're going somewhere that they're not going to be able to go.
Right.
And they don't want to go. And they don't want you to go because it's uncomfortable for them. So they rather you stay where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you got to get that out of your mind of, we remember talking the other day, like when I post my accomplishments, I don't get a lot of engagement with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I get more engagement when I make a mistake.
Right.
Or when I say something that somebody disagree with, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know you was following me, but since you disagreed, then you comment and you know what I'm saying? So I don't even look for it no more.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, people love negativity though.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? People don't like to see other people win unless they benefit from it.
Right, that's it.
You know, you never notice when you talk to somebody and he's telling you their accomplishments and like the conversation get dry.
Hell yeah.
It gets really dry.
And it can be like very
Awkward.
I'm talking before you even get to the awkward point, it can be just like upbeat conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like a conversation that's going real well and just back and forth engagement.
Right.
And then it just
Cut off.
switch. Yeah, shifts.
Yeah. Yeah, I started experiencing that shit early on in my entrepreneurship, and shit, that's really just what made me stop talking. I mean, I'm a pretty chill, quiet kind of guy anyway, you know, lay it back, but there's a handful of people I do share some of my accomplishments with, but you know, whenever it does get to that point where people feel like they can't really, you know, resonate or relate to the things that you're talking about, it's one of those things where it definitely does get a little awkward, and it's like, well,
Man,
shit.
you let me talk more.
Yeah.
Because if I know you a hater, I'm going to make you be more of a motherfucking hater. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So shit. I don't even get mad about that shit no more. It's like when I first did, like I told my mom one time, I got teary-eyed one time. This shit was recently. It was probably like a few weeks ago. And I was posting my content. You know, I done did so much shit in my life, bro. I was a good drawer. Like, I can look at anything and draw that motherfucker just how it was. Play football or rap. I did everything in my life. I was great at doing that shit. And all I ever wanted was, like, my mom to be proud of me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And it was like, she might say she's proud, but I just felt like she wasn't as proud as she should have been. Like, y'all, my daddy put fucking life insurance on me in 2009. You know, after I got into a shootout or whatever the fuck happened at that part of my life. And my daddy thought I was gonna die early, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? My daddy put life insurance on me because they didn't think I was gonna live to see 25 years old. And when we felt like he took the life insurance off later on, but everything that they thought that I was gonna do, I didn't do because I didn't go the path they wanted me to go to the military or go to college, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't think I was gonna be successful in life, and I did. I got a record deal, and I got a restaurant. I did all these big things in my life, and I never really got the pat on the back that I was looking for. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. I was a bad motherfucking child, and like I told when I got older, I say, no, I was so goddamn bad because I just wanted attention. You know what I'm saying? I wanted your attention because the only time I got your attention is when I did something bad.
Right.
When I made A's in school and I did good in school, I didn't get the clap that I wanted. That's good. It was supposed to do. But when I got bad, I got suspended, I got in fights, and I got this, then that's when I get the attention. So the only way to get your fucking attention is to be bad, and I'm gonna be bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying is like I put some content on Facebook. My mom was like, "I'm proud of you, son." She said something, and I just started crying and shit. Cause I was like, "Damn." I said, "I wanted you to be proud of me my whole goddamn life." You know what I'm saying? And it took for this long for you to tell me you were proud of me. So like, I've always been proud of you. But I was like, you didn't really show that. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
I completely understand where you're coming from because that's like, I feel like with my mother, that's always been like, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm all this in your eye. I'm the complete opposite in your eye. She loved me to death, but you know, it's sometimes all my life, everything has been like a fight. I have to work hard to get where I'm going just because, you know, I want you to be proud of me.
Right.
And it's just like, you know, she tells me now, she says it a lot more, but you know, it's damn, take that long though.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
That's real shit.
And the way till they get old, like my mom ain't start telling me certain things now. She's damn near, she's 55, 54, 56, somewhere around there. And it's now she's trying to be. I had a book that I was writing called 10 Years Lost.
Right.
And I never finished it. And the reason I call the book 10 Years Lost because honestly, y'all, between the ages of 17 and 27, I was a fucking lost soul. I was always smart, I was intelligent, but I was lost, my nigga. And I was in the streets and I was just living a fucking dangerous life. And I didn't think I was gonna live long because I was just so fearless, and I ain't gonna say fearless like old fearless. I was just more fearless to put myself in stupid ass situations, you know what I'm saying? That I didn't have to because I didn't give a fuck about living, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you was living at the time. That's how your thought process was.
Right.
You know, get rich, die trying type shit.
And it wasn't even then. It
just,
didn't get rich, die trying until I got 30. Because I wasted so many years of being lost that I was always talented, but then I was like, I did my life for so long, you know, if I want a bitch and my homeboy want a bitch and for us not to fall out and feel no kind of way, like, man, you can have that bitch, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever to make my friends feel better about it. Not because I wanted to accept this because I ain't give a fuck, but I was just such a good heart. You my dog. If you like that bitch, you can have that bitch, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when I started seeing, like, I wasn't getting that same shit reciprocated, I stopped living my life, and I just started stunting, like, nigga, I know I'm that nigga, and I started acting as that nigga, and that's when I got into that get rich or die trying. The 10 years lost was to get rich or die trying, and just die trying, just die.
Man.
Just dying, you know what I'm saying?
How people in the bar just be drinking their life away.
That's crazy.
And I see a lot of people like that, and that's why I feel like God, cooking really changed my life, and I'm pretty sure everything that y'all doing has changed your life. But speaking on me, like really, cooking changed my life. Not rapping, not trapping, not nothing. Like when I became a chef, God really utilized me to be like an inspiration to a lot of people, man. Because I went through so much hell to finally find what my purpose was in life. You know what I'm saying? And then when I found out my purpose in life, I started inspiring so many people that came from the background I came from, people that didn't come from the background I came from. They might have came from a silver spoon, or they might have came from a better background, but just to see somebody like me that was just so authentic and just being myself, like people was not used to seeing somebody just be themselves. You know what I'm saying? I was myself completely 100%. And you know, most chefs are like clean cut. And most business owners is just like trying to be professional and I just being me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it might have ran some people away and it brought some people to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't talk like a business owner. I didn't act like a business owner. I didn't write reviews like a business owner. I just did whatever the fuck that I felt do because and that's what attracted so many people to me, and that's what inspired so many people to say, you know what? I remember I had like a networking event one time at my restaurant, and I didn't even want to come because I was at home. I forgot what I was going through. I just didn't want to come. But the lady called me. She's like, I got like 15 people here, and they're all business owners, and they want to meet you. Like, can you please come up here? I came to the restaurant, and it was like 15 people. They was all like 40, 50 plus years old. And I just talked to them, and I just told them my path of how I became an epic chef, and I just told them just my life story. And some people was in there and they got emotional, and some of them, I remember this one chef was in there, they'd been a chef for 20 years, but they never been like a entrepreneur. They worked for hotels and this, and it was like so many business owners that felt like, they was like, damn, I've been working this job and 401k and doing this, but I never had the what's the word?
The guts?
The guts to goddamn really go for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like listening to you 32 years old, 32 or 33 years old, you 33 years old, you got your own restaurant, you're doing this, and you're just bold at what you're doing. And I inspired the people to go for their motherfucking dreams. And it took somebody that was 10 years younger than them to show what I'm doing for them to actually get the motivation to go do that.
For sure. Right. It's inspiring, most definitely, to see all the things that you had to overcome, your story overall, and then to still be the great person, the great man that you are today. And
that's what y'all need to understand, bro. Don't never fall into what the world wants you to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how hard this shit is, because every feeling y'all niggas feeling or gonna feel or being felt, I felt that feeling. Whether it's sad, happy, mad, angry, excited, motivated, discouraged, every fucking trait I've been through that shit, bro. Betrayal, all of that. But you gotta understand, like I told y'all one time, when God have his chosen ones, God really have his chosen ones, bro. And God really give his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. And it's a lot. Like you said, it's a heavy crown to carry, my nigga, but that's what God chose you to do. That's what God chose you for, because you never know how many people that look at you that got so much greatness in them and got so much inside of them, bro, but they would never do that shit if they don't see a person like you do that.
Yeah.
You gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we complain about all the work we gotta do and how hard it is and all that shit. Yes, it is, but life is hard regardless. Nigga, life is hard when you rich. Life is hard when you broke. Life is hard when you got a job. Life is hard when you own a business. Life is hard when you're a parent. Life is hard when you're single. Life is hard regardless.
Right.
But you gotta choose your hard. And if I'm gonna live my life, my nigga, and I know my life is gonna be hard, I'd rather die, my nigga, doing what the fuck I wanted to do and what I believed in. I'm not finna waste the rest of my life doing something what somebody else wanted to do, and then on my deathbed and saying, damn, I should have did that.
Right.
I should have moved to Florida. I should have did, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do that shit, bro. And whatever comes with that shit, comes with it.
Right.
Yeah, the consequences later.
Most definitely. And I feel like that was one of the things that I said as well, going into entrepreneurship for, you know, my first steps is like, bro, I'd be damned if I go to the grave without putting all I can into this world. Real shit.
Where is the richest place in this world?
The richest place?
The richest place. What's one place, one area of this world, what's the richest place in this world? And I'm sure y'all know that answer.
So I'm gonna say, if you're saying like a physical place, I can't really hit off that, you know what I'm saying? I don't got
It's
the
a
damn.
physical place.
I mean, shit, I'm gonna say like the mind on one thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking like more of like on some spiritual shit, like you're as rich as where you want to be. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where's the richest place in the world?
Yeah, the richest place in the world, shit.
The graveyard.
The graveyard.
What
The
shit?
graveyard is the richest place in the world. You know why the graveyard is the richest place in the world?
Because motherfuckers be taking all
think of
this
how
shit to
many
the grave.
fucking ideals that's in the ground and people died that did not put into that world that's buried. You know what I'm saying? And that's where all the ideals of all the innovators and all people that could have changed the world that was scared to do it or got their life taken too soon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that shit is real deep when you think about that shit, bro. Because if you ride past a graveyard, imagine how many people is dead and gone, my nigga. That could have been great or was great.
Right.
That we would never get to see. Or you can be a person like, if I die, what I learned, when motherfuckers die, they love you for 2 weeks. They talk about you for 2 weeks, they wear your shirt for 2 weeks. Yeah. Then they forget about you. But this nigga got Martin Luther King and Malcolm X on his wall, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle on his wall, Kobe Bryant on his wall, Bruce Lee on his wall, and they been dead and gone. Right. And we still talking about them.
Right.
That's what I want to leave. I want to leave a legacy.
Facts.
I want to die but never be gone.
Right.
You know, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I live my life, bro.
To the fullest.
To the fullest.
To the fullest.
And then, you know, to the fullest. And when I mean to the fullest, but I feel like sometimes I don't even live to the fullest because I feel like sometimes I get comfortable or I let the devil or I let life's hardships slow me down. You know what I'm saying? And 50 Cent don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at somebody like 50 Cent, bro, imagine what he been through in his life. Shot 9 times, beefing with Supreme Team, like, and he's still going. Right. Look at DMX, was a great artist, a great person, a great human being, but DMX didn't go, even though we love him to death, DMX didn't go as far as he could have went. A lot of people didn't go as far as they could have went. You know what I'm saying? Because they let the dope or the vices control them. Right. Yes. We can't. We're chosen, bro. And you gotta start speaking as if you're chosen. People might think I'm arrogant or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm not the best looking. I'm not none of that. I don't got the most money. I don't got none of that. But I know I'm fucking here for a reason. I know I'm chosen. I know I'm one, and I'm doing God's job, my assignment on this earth, and that's why I'm around y'all. And y'all gotta start looking at it like that. Don't look at yourself as the average person. Don't think like the average person. Don't even want support from the average person. Don't even think you're gonna understand or they're gonna understand you. They're not. Right. And as long as you live your life like that, bro, you're never gonna be as great as you is because you're gonna always care about the people that you love. And I'm one of those people, and I can tell you, bro, I've cared and loved people so much that I've lost a lot. Right. You know what I'm saying? I invested fucking so much money into shit that I shouldn't have invested into. And trying to invest in a nigga, trying to invest in somebody's business. I'm trying to give them up I'm gonna go harder for them before they go for themselves. Right. And all I did was lose.